Today also marks the 110th anniversary of when over 15,000 women garment workers, mainly immigrants, marched in New York City for humane working conditions and better pay. Sarah Zetkin in Copenhagen, Denmark. So it really is a revolutionary, holiday, just like May Day, which is International Workers' Day, May 1st. Also 101 years today, in Tsarist Russia, women garment workers took to the streets to demand peace, land, and bread, which proved to be a major spark for the Russian Revolution later on in October. And today, women continue to play a decisive leading role on so many fronts in the class struggle. Take the heroic West Virginia teacher strike, which was just settled yesterday, at least for now. The struggle is not over, but they were able to win a 5% raise, not only for themselves, but for all state workers. This is very important. There's still the issue of the outrageous premiums teachers have to pay for health care. So that's the next, battlefront in terms of this struggle. We know that the class struggle continues whether there are strikes or not. And we understand that any defensive strike based on economic hardships comes with so much sacrifice and challenges, especially when low-paid women workers are involved. Just ask the fast food workers struggle, and which is led by predominantly Black, Latinx single moms. The fact that the West Virginia teachers went on strike is a reflection of the deepening economic crisis facing the multinational working class. Comrade Sam Marcy, the founding member of our party, the late chairperson of our party, referred to this crisis in his groundbreaking book, High Tech Low Pay, as the feminization of labor. As a former teacher myself, I understand all too well how badly teachers are treated as workers, with stagnant wages and also horrible working conditions, including overcrowded classrooms, lack of resources, that a lot of teachers, they pay for these resources out of their pockets because they care so much about their students. And of course, the militarization of the schools, especially the police harassing students of color. As the most recent online Workers' World article on the strike, written by comrades Martha Gravatt and Minnie Bruce Pratt, points out, quote, West Virginia ranks 48th in the U.S. for teacher wages. Teachers earn less in only 2 other states. Starting pay is around $32,000, and teachers with families must often apply for food assistance, end quote. Despite being pressured to go back to work by politicians and the conservative union leadership, these teachers rebelled by staying out for 9 days, taking over the state capitol in Charleston in the thousands. I'm sure that many of them remember the takeover of the state capitol in Madison, Wisconsin, over 6 years ago, to battle the right to work laws, and were inspired by it. And these teachers were inspiring to other teachers, like in Oklahoma, where they recently voted to go out on strike around the same issues, and inspiring those in the broader political movement. When a GoFundMe was set up with a goal of raising $10,000 to purchase pizzas for the West Virginia teachers, over $250,000 was raised within a 48-hour period. It's astounding. There were also calls for a general strike in solidarity with the West Virginia teachers who were showing so much fight back. This is the kind of broad solidarity that really scared the state politicians to agree to the raise. But again, the struggle is far from being over, especially around the issue of rising health care costs. We understand the way capitalism works in the long run, which is to turn back the clock on all the gains won by the workers through mass struggle. So we will continue to monitor this struggle along with the frontier communications strike that's still going on and all the future struggles of our class to help bring their demands to the rest of the movement, especially in our Workers' World newspaper, but also how we can best intervene concretely. Just want to move on to the annual, and hopefully we can have more discussion about the lessons of the West Virginia teacher strike. But I do want to move on to what's going to happen on Saturday here, which is our annual, I think it's our 15th annual International Working Women's Day march. Are there flyers on the chairs? Did we make I think, okay. But there should be a double-sided flyer, right? Okay. This, which is going to be the flyer that we're going to be passing out on Saturday. And it's a flyer that salutes both the fast food workers and also the West Virginia teacher strike, along with the ongoing demands of our coalition, International Working Women's Day Coalition, Can We Live? It's like a 10-point program that really shows that every issue is a woman's issue. And so we want to distribute that on Saturday. We will be gathering at Penn Station at 33rd Street and 7th Avenue at 1 p.m. for a march, and then we're going to march from there to Visions, the Vision site at 135 West 23rd Street, where we want to have our second annual Women's Roundtable discussion, which is very similar to the wonderful discussion we had last year at Visions, where we had all these different women organizers representing so many struggles, talking about, the political challenges that they face in terms of the different movements that they're a part of, and also how we can strategize more to bring all of these movements together under a united umbrella, to fight capitalism and imperialism, because our coalition is very much an anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist coalition. So we want to try to make it even more inclusive than we did last year by making it very informal and raising a lot of questions to a lot of the women organizers who plan to be there. And I'll go over some of the questions in a minute. But as we're marching from Penn Station to Visions, we want to reach out to the fast food workers, whether that's inside or outside. This is why we want to pass out, a leaflet to show that, they're not alone in terms of, solidarity. So anyway, that's what we want to do. We want to go inside and get out leaflets, especially to our sisters who are really fighting against starvation wages. They continue to do that. And once we go to Visions, lunch will be served there along with a video that Sue put together, saluting women heroes such as Berta Caceres. This is the second anniversary of her assassination, so we wanted to salute her. Lynn Stewart, Lucy Parsons, the women of Standing Rock, and so many, and the Palestinian women, especially Ahad Tamimi. We want to pay tribute to her and show solidarity with women political prisoners. Afia Siddiqui, we want to make her case present. And so we want to bring together all of these different struggles. So again, we will be hearing from women organizers representing, struggles against racism, the Black Lives Matter movement, state oppression, labor rights at home, and imperialism abroad, like Honduras, Philippines, and Palestine. The goal of our coalition is to show the need for unity and solidarity for all the struggles facing women of color, poor and working women, youth, LGBTQ people, those with disabilities around the world, especially in the era of Trumpism. And one of the questions we're going to be talking about is how has the Me Too movement, Time's Up movement, how is that impacting on the various struggles here and around the world? So we want to really make it, relevant and up to date with those type of questions. Let's see. Okay. We will be, we'll have a couple of cultural presentations by the Mahini movement, which is, really, really very popular, woman who sings for the movement, and also one of our International Working Women's Day Coalition co-coordinators, Viju Bryant, will be doing a piece as well in tribute to Harriet Tubman, because Harriet Tubman was born on March 10th. Died on March 10th, 1913, so she wants to do a tribute to her. So